what do you want to study? And I said, what's the hardest thing you got? And they said, engineering. I said, sign me up. Well, I grew up in North Little Rock, in Park Hill, went all the way through school at North Little Rock schools, graduated from North Little Rock High School. You know, we had a good life. Played a lot of baseball, but loved the game, still do. In fact, I like to go to the Razorback games when I can. Instead of going to college right out of high school, I stayed here and worked. I had jobs, you know. I did go to UALR, which was LRU at that time, for 2 years. And I just went to, just to be honest with you, I just went to LRU and they said, what do you want to study? And I said, what's the hardest thing you got? And they said, engineering. I said, sign me up. And, but I've always had a mechanical aptitude and, you know, gravitated toward math and science in public school education. And then in Fayetteville, basically, all the faculty members, they were all good, all good. Had personal relationships with them. We used to go bowling with them and all kind of stuff, you know. I don't actually do that much anymore, but the head of the department was Thomas Jefferson. He was a real nice guy. And I was in the first graduating class from the mechanical engineering building that they have now. I went to work at Texas Instruments. They were recruiting a lot of ME grads from Fayetteville. And I didn't stay there very long, and I went on from there to Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston. We were in the Mercury and Gemini, early Gemini space missions, and we were basically doing things that had never been done before and designing equipment that had never been in existence before, and nobody ever talked about not being able to do anything. You know, that was a refreshing part of it. Didn't make any difference what the project was or what the challenge was. I never heard any negatives. Most of my life after that, working, was doing stuff or creating things that didn't exist before, you know. That's basically the rest of my life has been that way. And I was in the National Guard actually, and then called up later for the Pueblo crisis. Did photo intelligence in the service in the Air Force. And after I got through with that, I came back to Arkansas, principally because my mother was here alone, and I met Sheila during that period of time. She's a loving wife, you know, and she basically bought into anything I wanted to do. And when you got a family, you always want your family to be proud of you. And as your family grows, particularly when you have children, you know, you want to be a good example and raise them the right way, you know. So I got my pilot's license when I was about 40, and it helped in the business a lot because I could visit, you know, I could visit 5 cities and customers in one day, where you can't do that flying commercial. I invented a pipe that was ceramic lined for abrasion resistance, had a specialized laser for tunneling underground, and sold that really all over the world. Got into the coatings business and basically invented polyurethane coatings for hardwood floors. Had good characteristics. I mean, a lot of people had polyurethanes, but we had a special blend. And that was a time when everybody began to hate carpet in homes. And everybody was tearing out their carpet. And the only real obvious choice or good choice was hardwood floor. We designed some additional products for gym and sports floors, gymnasiums. And, you know, Texas at that time had 1,300 high schools. And we were in, out of 32 NBA teams, we were always in about 25 of them. Most of the major colleges in the central and south part of the U.S., you know, they were always on their floors, you know. So. And had another little business that had created coatings and coverings for fabric covered airplanes, which a lot of people don't know, but like a Piper Cub, the outer skin is fabric. And the crop dusters in the Delta also had either fabric airplanes or fabric components on the airplane. Well, the whole philosophy that I had in business was innovation, you know, create something that was not in the market, but there was a demand for. And, you know, that's the secret to business as far as Hogan is concerned anyway.